Hello everybody and welcome to Jurassic World Evolution. So I wanted to play this game for quite some time. I've played it quite a bit previously, but I wanted to play it for the channel. So we've just had E3 this past weekend and Jurassic World Evolution 2 is coming very soon. It's coming this year, so we've had a trailer, we've had everything for it. And I thought, well, what better time to kind of jump into this series and get that underway. So let's do this, let's begin a new campaign. I'll kind of try and explain things, how the game works if you don't know, as we go. But if you don't know, it's just your basic kind of park management game with a twist. Obviously, twist being dinosaurs that might eat people if they break out. So we'll try and avoid that. But here we go, let's go for it. Oh, what do we want? Jurassic World Evolution, Player Sanctuary, which I don't have. We need to do this at some point, that'd be quite good. Actually, I haven't touched Return to Jurassic Park, so it could be very cool to dive into. Let's go for the regular game. The music's changed, it's got a bit more ominous.
My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should. Just diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are. And you want to be ready before you try that.
Let's go. Oh, I love this game. I can't wait to go for this again. So I've played it, but I really wanted to play again.
Public relations and crisis management.
Cabot
I'm
Finch.
here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond creation lab.
Okay, so
We've already started on
wait till I finish talking.
You should just attach it to the side. But watch out for dinosaurs. Just kidding.
Alright, so on your left hand side you have pretty much everything you need to create your park and start to form your park. Now I can't show you anything because it really wants me to follow. This is pretty much the tutorial, so let's go ahead and construct the creation lab. Let's put it, where do I want to put it? Oh, I think I have to put it here actually. Let's do that.
Let's focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the Five Deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Very cool. Look at it being built there. Oh, it looks very nice.
Connected to the pre-existing network of paths and the power grid. Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
The machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
We have our first dinosaur, let's go. It's a little baby one for now. We'll get bigger as we go.
Life, it begins. The most precious moment. The result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique, and now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done, I guess.
I love Ian Malcolm. This is such like a backhanded sarcasm to
The
him.
Hammond Foundation has three main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Okay, so just kind of briefly explain to you how these work. So you have the three divisions: the science, the entertainment, and the security. So you kind of pick a contract. It's like a little mini job, and if you complete it, you gain kind of like reputation with them, as the guy was saying. And the more you do that, the more rewards you get, and it's kind of that kind of thing. So you can unlock dinosaurs, attractions. If you want to get like a T-Rex, but you don't have a strong enough fence, you can unlock strong fences. It's things like that. And of course money. You do get money as well, which helps a lot when you're in the beginning stages of the island, which we are now. So we want kind of easy ones at first, and I don't know which one. I think the science is fairly simple, so let's go for that.
Ah, Dr. Dua. This is our new Director of Operations.
I'm aware, Captain. I'm Dr. Dua. I run the science division of our operation. Okay, you're going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
Very cool. So build and connect and power an expedition center. So that allows us to get more dinosaur DNA and get different dinosaurs. So that's very good. It's not too hard one to do, and we get $250,000, which is good, and we get the science reputation one. So let's go ahead and do that.
Contracts can be requested from the division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
Yeah, what he said. Now, you've also got to worry about power. That's a big thing. So you can see this little yellow circle here. That's power. That's where the substation is, which will power this expedition center. And of course, you run out of power pretty quick. So that building there, this one here.
So one more thing. Your reputation. Your rep, quote unquote. Keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from it. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
So like I said before, I was rudely cut off. This is your power station. It obviously does what it says. It powers everything in the park. You need these little substation things here to power everything.
Money makes the world go round, but they're wrong. Contracts make the world go round, my friend. Obligations and commitments. Complete a contract and your rep for the science division will increase. Meaning you'll be able to take on more complex and challenging missions.
So what I'm doing now is just put in a ground herbivore feeder so this guy doesn't starve. I actually forgot to do that. So there he is over there.
One of your dinosaurs has failed to incubate. I never said bringing back dinosaurs was gonna be easy.
We can do that. We get a lot of money for this. We acquire 50% of the genome Triceratops. So the reason why one of the...
I've got an interesting opportunity.
I'll wait till she finishes.
It will allow us to work together to create life. Pure life. If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us. And to me.
Can I get a word in, please? No? Right. So the reason why the Struthiomimus failed was because you see at the bottom of the number at the bottom left.
My kind of person. Inquisitive.
This is the worst.
And I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started.
Alright, let's get started. Shut up. Okay, let's go. The number in the bottom left.
Together, we can create a more authentic version of our dinosaurs. That means a complete genome. And I think you are up to the challenge.
Oh, this is the worst.
Don't disappoint.
Alright. Okay. We good? So the number in the bottom left indicates how much of the dinosaur genome you have. Now the higher it is, the less chance that your dinosaurs will die. So that number is 65%, and that's the reason why that dinosaur died. So the higher the number, the better chance we can create the dinosaur. That's why we can't make any of these, because it has to be at least 60? Something like that. So this is ready to release, so let's do that. So again, we have our money on the bottom right. That's
A Struthiomimus. Interesting. Another dinosaur that furthers the case of direct linkage to our modern birds.
Look at this, a little Struthiomimus in the rain. Looks pretty cool. So our money's constantly dropping because we need more dinosaurs, and we also need people to see the dinosaurs. So that's what we're going to be doing now.
An expedition center will allow you to send dig teams around the world in search of new dino fossils. DNA can be extracted from these fossils, which our scientists can then turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood. Good! Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the fossil center for extraction.
Yep, so the expedition centre send the helicopters, they bring back the fossils, they send them here, and then we extract the DNA, just as it's explaining down there.
Your job is simple, really. Create dinosaurs which attract visitors to your facilities, brings in capital, money, which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs. And there you go. A circle of life, development and resources, nature and commerce. See? Simple.
We'll release another dinosaur there. So I'll explain the research centre when I get a second. So this is how you research everything. This is how you get anything in the game. Now the most important things you want to start with is your medical treatment, because if your dinosaurs get sick, you need to be able to give them a cure, which is what I've just got there. And you can also move on to get building upgrades. It means you can make dinosaurs faster, make power stations that are better, all those kind of things. And of course, genetic research, you can give them traits, so you can make them really strong. You can make dinosaurs super angry, you can make them strong, and you can make them super smart and scary as well. And this one increases the lifespan. So they're all quite good, but we'll do them over time. And the focus is getting a steady source of income. So that's what we're going to be doing now. And we can get electrified fences. That's kind of cool if we get some carnivores in. So this little bar there where it says Hell Creek, when that gets to the end, the helicopter will land and we'll get our fossils, and then we can slowly start thinking about getting more dinosaurs in the park. So we're still at a loss, which is fine. We've got a lot of money and we're just waiting to get more dinosaurs. Now the other thing we need to worry about, because we haven't thought about it at all, is first of all making this enclosure smaller. Now I don't know why they do this to you. As soon as you spawn in the game, they try and make you think that you need a massive enclosure, but you really don't. And fences cost money, so you can actually just cap it here.
Extract genomes from fossils that have been collected inside your fossil center. That will increase the amount of viable data you have to create dinosaurs.
Yeah, I know it's ugly, that fence, but the dinosaur was too close to it, so I have to be careful there. So this is saving us money. We can sell all this fence, and we can utilise that space later. Don't forget the island's not too big. It's fairly big, but we want to utilise every bit of space, and the ultimate goal is to get the 5-star island rating. You can see the top left there. Yeah, we'll take that. The island rating's in your top left, and we haven't even got half a star yet. So that's the goal. And the next island, Isla Muerta, as it says there, is unlocked at 3 stars. So let's go for that as well. Now every dinosaur has a comfort threshold. Now that's basically, they will break out if certain demands and requirements are not met by the dinosaurs pretty much. So you can see them if you click on them. And can you see that? So they have enough water, they have enough grassland, forest, population and social. These dinosaurs are pretty much perfect for your park, but there are some that get really tough to kind of manage, and I'll show you those later. Ones like the raptors and the T-Rexes, they're always pretty hard to keep. But this is good, we're doing quite well. Now we have our fossils have arrived, so what we'll do is before we even saw the fossils, we'll send him straight back off to get more Triceratops. So there he is. going off in his little helicopter to find us some more Triceratops fossils. Now if we go here to our, what is this building called? Fossil Center, yeah, that's it. So you see we have a list of Struthiomimus. Now you might be thinking, well, Callum, we already have Struthiomimuses in the park, why do we need to keep researching them? So again, just to point back, do you remember when that dinosaur failed to hatch and you kind of wasted money? It was because that number, that 65%, isn't higher. Now the higher it is, the better chance the dinosaur will survive. So instead of selling it, let's extract that DNA and hopefully over time try to get every dinosaur to 100%. So more Struthiomimus, Triceratops is 44, Edmontosaurus, our first carnivore, Ceratosaurus, and this one we can just sell it because there's nothing there. 120,000, let's do it. And lots more of this. I don't know why I can't extract you. That's a bit strange. So they come in waves of stars as well. So you can see the stars at the bottom left. 3 star, this one 3 star, and this one's 4. It just means that it adds more to the number. So it's 44%. This one here will probably add about 6 or 8. It will add quite a lot. Just because of how good it is. Okay, good stuff. And that little bar in the bottom right in the mission report tells us how close we are to that 50%. And we're almost there. We will be there in a couple of seconds. Now the other things that we need to kind of touch on, just before hopefully anybody interrupts me, is how we kind of maintain the dinosaurs, and that's in the operations tab. We have the ranger station, which allows us to refill feeders, take photographs. It allowed us to medicate and eventually tranquilize dinosaurs when we need to, but we can't tranquilize them with the ranger station yet. To do that, to actually tranquilize them and to move dead dinosaurs, we need the ACU center. So ideally you need both of these at some point, and I assume that that's going to destroy our power. So we'll kind of steadily work on these things and get them all going. Okay, so the new shipment's just come in.
Well done completing that contract.
And I've completed the contract, so we should get some money at some point.
No matter
Maybe.
what anyone else says, science is what makes or breaks us. Admittedly, sometimes both. But on Isla Matanceros, you are making us and yourself look good. That's worth a reward.
Nice. So, you can request contracts as well. So, they'll give you to them at random points, but you can actually ask for them, which is a really cool feature. So you can get money, so you can upgrade and do all that things and progress in the game. So let's ask for a contract. Let's keep chasing the science division for now. Alright, we can do that. We'll take that on. So, if you want to specifically see what rewards you get by chasing down the division heads, you can go to this page here, the reputation here, and it shows you everything. So you click on science, the card flips over, and look, you can get incubation speed 1 as an upgrade. You can unlock the science center, which is a building, and the last one you can get an actual dinosaur. So that's very cool. In the entertainment, you can get so the very top one is a mission, and I'll explain missions in a second. So you can get the savannah, you can research a restaurant, very good for guests and keeping people coming in. You can get the innovation center and another dinosaur. The dinosaur in the entertainment section, I'm not even gonna well no, we'll go for it. Let's go for that name. You can see it at the bottom, right at the bottom of the middle card. Let's go for Sinoceratops. It's got to be Sinoceratops, right? That's how you pronounce that. Hopefully I haven't butchered that, but let's move on. And the security division at the end, you can get cool stuff in the security division usually. Now we have tooth hardness, which is a very cool add-on for the dinosaurs, like a genetic modification if you will. You can get skin toughness. All of those things are combat heavy when it comes to the dinosaurs, and the security center last. So we've got the genome, so we'll do that in a second, but missions, let's just touch on these quickly.
We are making great
in a second.
I believe I may be on the cusp of something wondrous, and I have you to thank, at least in part, for where I find myself. Now we need to incubate, hatch, hatch and house our dinosaur. Then we will know if our efforts will have been worth it.
Okay, so each island has 3 missions because there's 3 divisions, yeah? So you've got your science, your security, and your entertainment, just as usual. Now, before you can even unlock the mission and see what it is, you have to get to a certain point with them. You have to keep doing those little missions until you get to that point. So we can't see what the rewards are and even what the mission is. But because we've been chasing down the science missions, because we've been doing them quite a lot, we can see what the mission is. And it's simply to incubate and release a Triceratops with 50% genome, and that's the one we're doing right now. And the reward, you can see the rewards at the bottom, $1 million and the cardio strength 2 for your herbivores and your carnivores. So, let's go for it. Let's just go straight for... You can see the cash in the bottom right. It'll cost me 230,000, but I see no reason why we shouldn't do it, sorry. And you can change the skin. But if you change the skin or do any crazy cosmetic stuff with the dinosaurs, the viability drops, which means that the dinosaurs could potentially die mid-hatching. I know it's a lot of information, but we'll cover it as we go. So we won't change the skin for now. Let's just try and hatch our first Triceratops. Let's do that.
This is Lambert, head of security.
Yours, theirs, and mine. Welcome to the islands. So here's our basic conundrum. We want to keep our animals under control while simultaneously encouraging instinctive behaviors. Because these animals have potential as combatants. Look, everyone's fear object, myself included, is to have these animals running free and loose in the park. But we can't exploit them globally without taking some chances.
So let's get the ranger station and the ACU center in. Let's go ahead and do that. Can we put this here? We have to wait until it's blue. Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? Let's do that. And let's do at the same time the ACU center as well. Now we might run out of power soon, but that's not a big issue. We'll create another power station. In fact, we might even do it now just to make sure that we don't do that.
Looks like you've run out of power. That's not good. Build more power stations or increase your output.
Let's hide this building because it's quite ugly. Tend to put it about there-ish. Good stuff. So here is the pylon, and all we've got to do is connect it up to the main supply of energy in the park. And of course, as always, let's get a path in. And then I will slowly try and explain to you the buttons on the left hand side of the screen, and of course what they do. So left hand side, you have your management view, and you can basically see everything in the park there. It's not that useful, to be honest. I don't really touch it. We'll release that Triceratops in a minute. We have enclosures, so you have your fences, your different kinds of fences. There's lots. You have your gates, your feeders, and of course your viewing galleries, which we need to get in because nobody can actually see our dinosaurs here. And you have your operations, nothing that we can get. I'll explain it as we go because it can be a little bit daunting to get into, but there's not too much there anyway. Guess, quite self-explanatory. Emergency shelter if your dinosaurs escape and all of that stuff. All those tornadoes, restaurants, toilets, all that kind of stuff. Scenery, just again self-explanatory. Power, paths, and landscaping for your enclosures as well. So let's get the Ceratosaurus going, and again let's just keep sending this guy away so that we can get more dinosaurs in the park. Let's keep going on the Ceratosaurus. And here we go. Our first Triceratops. Look at him in all his glory. Such a cool looking dinosaur.
Our new specimens, dinosaurs, are meeting expectations, but we want them to thrive. That's your next assignment. Making sure our specimens are properly cared for. In other words, dinosaur welfare.
The difference with dinosaurs is that they have no point of reference to understand humans, so don't expect much in the way of thank yous.
I've been monitoring what you've been up to with great interest, and I'm a little disappointed that Dr. Dua came to you for this assignment instead of bringing me into the loop as she should have done. I'll discuss this with her later.
Alright, so now our guests can actually see the dinosaurs once this is built. And we can start getting rid of these trees and utilising this space here and using up all the cash that we've got. Now our little goal at the bottom right, our little mission, is to incubate and release a Triceratops with 70% genome. So what are we on now? Let's have a look. 73, perfect, so let's go for it. Now we can't go for it because we have $80,000 and we need 230. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can work with that. So we've just got to save, and we're not pulling in any profit. Brilliant. So again, slow progress. What we can do is keep on selling fossils as they come in. That's one viable way. Speak of the devil as well. Here it is. We can sell the fossils to create cash, and of course we have our steady flow of guests coming in. So what was found? I don't want to sell this because it's actually a cool dinosaur and we need it in the park, but we can sell this. Send him off again. And now we're getting a steady profit. It might only be 8,000. Oh, it's jumped up to 23. That's good. So, and of course, look, our island rating is almost at 1. So let's try and request a new contract.
Hey, I'm Isaac.
We can probably do that.
I'm in charge of the entertainment division. What good is the world's greatest show if no one sees it? Don't answer. It's rhetorical and painfully obvious. What I'm saying is that we need people in our parks. Fill up our facilities with warm bodies. Numbers bring revenue, excitement, and opportunities.
So, this is our radio station. So you can actually drive this car manually and refill. Look, it looks very cool. You can refill the feeders and do all that stuff manually. And of course you can medicate them too with the little rifle dart. You can change the skin of them as well. It's very, obviously it's very Jurassic Park themed, which is cool. So you can get all of them. They're locked, but I know how to get them. So we'll do that over time as well. Let's release 2 more dinosaurs and get some more cash coming into this park. So we should by now have a steady flow of people looking into our viewing gallery. And we can actually... Oh.
So you've got dinosaurs your guests want to get up close and personal with. The thing is, they can't. Construct facilities to increase visibility and keep visitors the right side of the safety glass.
Yep, he explained it pretty perfectly. This is how we do it. So that little blue outline is obviously what the people can see, and that will determine how they rate and view the park on a whole. You can get tall viewing galleries like that one there, and they obviously, you can see a lot further into the distance, so they're good for big enclosures. But the absolute best attraction when it comes to viewing dinosaurs is the one on the far left, which is featured in the movies, the gyrosphere, because you can literally just see the dinosaurs up close. You can set a little path and they can drive around themselves. So this is what they can see. So you can see, and you can zoom in and see our little trike over there. Very cool, very cool. So what money are we on now? So we're on 25k now. We should be on more as more dinosaurs come in. Now let's have a little look at our Triceratops and see what his comfort threshold is. So he has a population cap. You can see it there. I don't know how many it is exactly. There's enough wetland for him, enough forest for him, enough grassland. He's fine and he's happy and he's feeding, which is all good. So he's fine.
3 words.
So we're actually getting, we've got, so the max missions you can have is 3, but the main mission, the science one that says prehistoric life, that doesn't count because that's an actual full on, that's the biggest mission in the game, so they don't count. But as far as the actual contracts, should I say, the ones in the bottom right, you can only have 3, those 3 little tabs there. So he's back, that's good news. Awesome stuff. I'll try and make this a longer part just because it's just explaining the tutorial for you guys, just so you can see how we do things. And I'll play a tiny bit off screen just so we can save up the cash so that you don't have to sit through and wait. Because that's one of the biggest downfalls of this game, is that you do have to wait for your money to replenish before you can really do anything, and that's kind of sad. So we have enough Ceratosaurus for now. Let's go for Edmontosaurus. Let's do that. Off you go. Okay. So this is quite a long part, and I think we will call it there, because as I said, I do need to kind of wait and save up and let the profit kind of tick over and get some more cash before we really get going. So, but things are going quite well. We have a hatchery, our viewing gallery, our Triceratops. It's a nice little kind of starting world, and this looks like a pretty decent thumbnail. We might change it up, we'll see. But yeah, that's good. So thank you very much for joining me as always, guys. This is the first part in our series.
You've done some impressive work, and I thought
And we will finish the episode by completing a contract and getting incubation speed 1. So obviously you can basically just increase the incubation speed so you can get dinosaurs out more quickly. It doesn't come into play with herbivores, but when you get T-Rexes, which take like 10 minutes to incubate, this is really a lifesaver. So as I said, thank you very much, guys, and thank you for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next episode of this brand new series, and we can't wait to get into it. Thank you, guys.